All right, what we're going to demonstrate here is our Instant Medic Hard, which is our rapid setting repair product. It gets hard in just minutes, and you can put it in cracks and repairs in concrete. We've got Wyatt with us here. Wyatt's going to help us do that, this repair. He's a first grader and my son, and so he's going to help us do that. So we prep this crack. This is just a wire wheel. You can get a wire wheel. This is an old nylon type brush, pretty stiff, and another stiffer version of it. But what you need to do is, go in and clean out all the dirt, and you've already done this. And then what you should really do is vacuum all of the dirt out that you can. So this product, it goes down like water, and it'll really wet out that repair. So, but we're just going to show you what this does. It's a quick little one-to-one type mix. So you just want equal parts. And so there's one part of that, and then we're gonna it's just a one-to-one mix, and you don't have to do it like this. You can mix it in the same container. Okay, so we just want to make sure we got fairly equal parts. That's pretty close right there. So now all we do is, Wyatt, can you pour one of them in there? Just pour it all in. Wyatt's never done this before either, so not even coached him. I'll show you how easy this is. And I'll pour the other. Okay. Now why don't you stir that really good, Wyatt? A little bit faster. And you just stir it around, and keep going a little bit longer. Stir it for a good 15-20 seconds or so. Just make sure it's mixed good. Okay. And then also, one thing you should know about this product, we have some dry sand right here. We have a little bit of Portland cement, right here. Just a little bit of dry sand. You can mix anything with it you want to color it, or to block it from going in the hole or whatever. You just don't want to go anything beyond like a wet sandcastle mix. I mean, you don't want it any drier than that, or it's just going to be too dry. So we'll show you what it looks like going down neat. Okay, we're just gonna pour it around here. And you can tell it's like a warm honey if you were gonna compare it to something. And you just pour it in the crack, and it's gonna just keep soaking in that crack. Now, if it's soaking down there and it's soaking too much, you can take this dry sand and sprinkle over the top, and it'll keep it from soaking that much. Or you can just sprinkle it over the top like that, or you can mix it in the product. Okay, and then the question is, well, what do you do when it dries? Well, I recommend after it dries, you can, if you're doing our floor system, our 30 grit satellite pad, this is a used pad that we have sitting around here, but that running over the floor will knock it down flush, or a hand grinder with a little flap disc on it that you can get for about $3 or $4 will work really good. But the other part of it is, you don't want to leave this too high like we have right now. It's a little bit proud, and it'll be really rock hard in a bit. So what we typically do, make sure you're getting it flush with the surface right there, and then it's filling very well. And then if you have excess, put it in another repair, or just remove it from the floor, because that'll get very hard on top of the floor, and you'll have a big ridge. So you don't want that. So you can move that to another repair, or whatever you've got. But you've got some work time with it, but it'll start to get hard here in a bit and create a rock hard repair in your floor. Let me just show you how you can just kind of scrape it so it's fairly flush and clean here. And I'm just going to leave a glob on the floor so people can look at this glob when it dries too, because we're going to do another part of this video and just going to show you how hard it gets here in a little bit. Okay, now if you don't like that color, again, you can play with some of these blends. If you go, hey, I want it a little bit more gray, you can sprinkle some of your whatever pigment. You could use tile grout, concrete, sand, or whatever on the top. A lot of people like to use sand because when you polish and open up the floor, it shows a lot of sand. So you can just mix that right in there, and it tends to blend pretty good. So we're just going to let that dry, and then we'll show you how hard it gets in a bit. All right, this is the second part of our Instant Medic Hard video, which is our rapid setting repair product. And it's been about 15 to 20 minutes, and we wanted to show you what it did to the repair areas. And I just kind of wanted to show you, let me see this real quick, Wyatt. Show them how hard it got. Okay, he's beating on it pretty good, and it's already hard in about 15 minutes. I mean, you know, still a little bit. I mean, you can kind of get your fingernail in it if you want to, but again, it's only been 15 minutes. Give it another hour or two, and it'll be rock hard. But at this state, this is a good state, as you can see. Back up just a little bit, Wyatt. As you can see, this area right here, we filled it nice and flush. This area, I pulled too much product out. I mean, it's still repaired and what have you, but the ideal thing is to repair it how I did right in here, where it's nice and flush with the slab. And actually, the good thing to do might be to just slightly overfill it. And then when you slightly overfill it, you're just going to knock it down. This is a little flap disc, okay? And it'll go on the bottom of a 4-inch angle grinder. You can get them at any hardware store. This is a 60 grit, a good grit. A 120 grit on a polished concrete floor will actually remove the product and not scratch the floor. And then also, if you're using, you do repairs first in a floor, but if you're, using our stain or polish system, our satellite pad, and this is a used one that we had laying around the shop, but our satellite pads have diamonds here and here. Our 30-50 grit pad ran wet will remove any excess of this product. But again, we just wanted to show you 15 minutes. It's already pretty hard. Again, give it a little bit more time, it gets harder. There's what was left in the bucket right there. So again, it's a great repair product. It really revolutionizes the way that people repair concrete floors.